Good morning everybody. In today's video, because it is snowing, look at the clouds that give more snow, the clouds that give more snow. Robertie's got me out, the Snow Plow. So, we're going to make this fit on the front of the Major. So, luckily when they made the Snow Plow, they made these brackets adjustable. So all we've got to do is undo the 2 bolts there and there, and then we can set them to the width of the front linkage, which is hopefully going to be nice and easy. Then all we need to do as well, before we do too much, is to see these skids here. What we want to do is move them skids behind the blade. So what we want to do really is put the skids in here somewhere out the way, so they still fit in the same position on the bottom of this tube, which is fine. And the reason we want to do that is we are hoping to also use it as a silage pusher. So if the skids are behind the blade, then the silage won't get caught on the front of them and then all start balling up. It should hopefully just push to the side and yeah, make life that little bit easier. But don't forget to like and subscribe to the videos, because this year we're going to go for 2 videos a week. So hopefully something maybe technically in the middle of the week and something light-hearted on the weekend. Don't hold me to that, but we're going to try. They promised more snow, so we might even get to try it in the snow and see if it works or not. Robertie has doubts because he says that this Snow Plow is far too narrow for anything to be useful. Now, I haven't measured it, but I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, well, as long as it's wider than the Land Rover. So the narrowest point, the Snow Plow, as we can see, is approximately 83 inches. So that's more than wide enough for the Major, because it's 2.1 metres. That means it should be as wide as a car. And as long as it's wider than the Major, it will be useful, because if the snow's that bad and we've got to plough the lane, then we'll be going out in the Land Rover anyway, because at the end of the lane we need 4-wheel drive still. So I think it'd be very useful. Let me know in the comments what you think, and don't forget, like and subscribe to the channel, because we're going for 2 videos a week this year, hopefully. But first we need to loosen them bolts and get them brackets moved. I've now moved these brackets in, so you can see there where they were. So I've moved them in now so they're equally spaced from the centre, hoping that's the centre of the machine. I've also rotated the bracket around that way as well quite a bit. So I'm now sitting at 14.5 inches, I think it is, from the ground to there. Might be 14, but I think it's 14.5. Done the same with that one. And what it is, because I'm not running on hook ends, as the arm rotates up, that's like that, and then obviously as it rotates down, that then pivots like that as well. So the idea is that that will come down and then that will let that go up in there, rather than it being this lower and it hitting on the tube. Because for those of you that remember, when we played with the yard scraper, we encountered a problem with these ends actually hitting on the A-frame, so it wouldn't let the yard scraper drop all the way down to the floor. So hopefully by rotating them, and because this allows us to rotate them, we can do that, we will alleviate that problem. So I've measured the back of the Major, and the Major is just under 1.8 metres wide, so that will be perfect for the Snow Plow, because that'll give us about 6 inches either side of it, hopefully. So I've been having a bit of a think for the old Major, and these here are so close to actually hitting, I was wondering if I could turn the cylinder 180 degrees, have the breather at the back, have that at the back, and then it wouldn't hit. So I'm going to give that a try and see if that makes any difference or makes it any better. So I'm going to try it on this side first, because it's the easiest side to do. So I'll drop the linkage down and spin it around and see what happens. turned both hydraulic cylinders around now. We did have concerns that when it went up, that would actually hit on the back plate, and the same on that side. But the truth of the matter is, when it's lifted up, the geometry actually pushes it further away. So as long as when we're fully down, we don't hit, we'll be okay. So we'll let that drop fully down now and then have another look. So we do now have a problem that it hits on the back instead, which isn't great. So we'll have to turn them back down to where they were, because otherwise we won't get the drop to the ground that we need. I decided I'm not happy with the pipes behind the cylinders. I have had a check and I thought maybe I could put a compact elbow still hits on the frame here. To give the elbow clear front, I could just notch out here so that the fitting's clear. Now, obviously the cylinders can pivot a bit, so I would need to make sure that when the cylinder pivots, it still misses here. Yeah, I'm in a bit of a, do I just change the cutout here so that it clears, or notch it out of here? But either way, I think it might still look untidy, because that pipe would be vertical here and coming up, which might work quite okay. And then I'd need to do something similar on this side so that this pipe came vertically down here with a compact going in there. I'm really not sure yet, because at the moment when I drop it down, these do hit on there, which is a bit of a problem. We can see how the compact 90 hits onto the frame. So yeah, like I say, if the compact 90 came out to the side this way and then up, it would look a lot tidier. And the same this side, have the same problem there. I think I'm going to be best just taking this corner off here to give clearance between that and the fitting. And then I'll do the same on that one, and hopefully that will give me enough then to do what I need. Possibly, if these on the cylinders were a bit shorter, then that would give me the clearance, but they're all made now, so I'm going to make the adjustment necessary and see what I can do. I have used a burr tool to take away any material there, and you can just about see that there is clearance all the way around there with it fully raised, so that's good. And the same with this side, where's the camera? Same with this side, you can see clearance all the way around that. That's fully raised up. It's tight potentially, but there is clearance. So we know it's fully up because it's fed off the tipping pipe at the moment. Oops, it's fed off the tipping pipe and the scraper is off the floor still. I have now put all the pipe back. I have now put all the pipe work back where it was before I started. And I've got clearance. That's it now with it fully lifted. And very happy with the results. So it just goes to show, if you don't try different combinations like we did with the cylinders being on the other way around, so it's pipe at the back, you never know, and it made it worse actually. So yeah, we're back to the front configuration. We've notched out to give clearance to the fittings, and we have full lift, full drop, and a very, very happy Lisa. first thing we need to address is the link arms falling, because the rear cylinder goes up and down quicker than the front. So you drop the front, but by the time you drop the front, the back's on the floor, and then the front keeps dropping because the back's then coming up because they're sharing the same pipe. And because there's no weight on the back, then the back goes up and down because that's on 1/2 inch feed and the front linkage is on 1/4. The second problem we have is the edge of the concrete. So the offside wheel of the tractor's off the edge of the concrete, which is making it go like that. So then that's lifting up this edge and allowing the feed to get stuck underneath it. That probably doesn't help either, but that's probably the least of our worries. But I think if it's more on level ground, it'd work a bit better than what it is doing.
Because that grass is quite long, it's like second cut stuff and it's quite long, yeah.
Is it a bit matted?
It's
bunching
up and then you're bulldozing it in a pile. Whereas the first cut silage was finer stuff.
But if you needed to move a load of it because they'd run out at the other end, that's a lot easier than forking it.
Yeah.
But it works reasonably well on the lane. I mean, it's never going to work with 1/2 inch of snow, is it? It's never designed for 1/2 inch of snow because it skids and that. But it did move a little bit of snow, so I'm pleased with that.
I think if you've got like 2 or 3 inches of snow, realistically we don't get much more than that, do we?
No, but for that it'd be ideal. You could get a quad bike and a Major down the lane and that'd probably be about it.
And realistically, even if you had got snow drift, you hit the drift, it would
clear it. It's worth a try, wasn't it?
I don't think it's too difficult to make some sort of brackets in here. A whole couple of wheels.
See, we have collected some snow.
Be interesting to try it at Richards, but going at like 8-10 mile an hour in the silage rather than tickling, because it's not.
So it hits it and bounces off.
Bounces it in rather than.
Yeah, and hits is different.
Slow. It really bulldozes it in front of it.
I don't think that's going to happen then.
No, I don't really see it.
Anyway, shall we go and have a coffee?
I think so.
Because
I was wondering about whether or not to mount some wooden skids under it, but it's...
this kind of concludes our little test, doesn't it, for people?
On the silage here, I didn't really think it was a bit of a stroke thumbs down.
Yeah, well the thing is though, you can see where it's been off the edge of the concrete, which hasn't been helping. And it's just made the blade go like that.
Get your excuses ready.
I've been practicing them all night. I've been practicing my excuses.
See, I got silage there before and now there isn't.
Yeah, well, I can push it back. I can push it back. My fingers are getting cold. I think the slurry scraping is more effective than the haze pushing.
Yeah.
But it's more like haylage and silage.
It is, but they're liking it.
Yeah, tell me.
I'm sure this is. I think this is 2023 stuff, not 2024 stuff.
But they're going, it's yummy, yummy. They're all happy on their bedding.
They're tucking into it. It was nice here, and then you bulldozed it into a big lump.
They're saying if it gets any higher, I'll need a bit so I don't spin it on myself.
I was stood here because there was no need for you to come here, and then I had to get out of the way because you were attacking.
Yeah.
At me.
Yeah. Thanks for watching.